Got a wall around my feelings, built strong like a fortress. Lost inside a maze, emotions in deep storage. Careful when I step, trust is fragile and thin. Words they cut so easily, then they're gone like the wind.
People play the game, say they'll be there and vanish. Promises like shadows in the daylight, they vanish. Guarded heart, I move in silence, whispers in the dark. Can't let them see me slipping, gotta always stay on guard. Guarded heart, I got emotions that they'll never see. Protective armor on this soul that's always watching me. Trust is delicate, a thread I'm holding close and tight. Living in the shadows, always careful with mine. Secrets in my eyes, mysteries behind my gaze. People think they know me, but they're lost within the haze. Invisible scars from the lies and broken phrases. Walking through the fire, I emerge from the blazes. Truth and lies, they mingle, dancing like it's fate. So I guard my soul and never second guess my gate. Trust is rare and precious, like a diamond in the rough. In a world of masks and mirrors, gotta stay tough. Guarded heart, I got emotions that they'll never see. Protective armor on this soul that's always watching me. Trust is delicate, a thread I'm holding close and tight. Living in the shadows, always careful with my light.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is doing absolutely phenomenal. I am doing great. I caught up on some much needed rest, and I am feeling alive and I am feeling energetic. So we are going to be continuing working with our ECS cluster. It's really a cluster, I tell you, but this ECS cluster trying to migrate a Docker Compose file to a ECS cluster, right? Elastic Container Service. It's something that's offered on Amazon Web Services. So we've been working on that the past couple of software exploration streams. We're going to continue on that a little bit more tonight. I'm trying to see if I can make some further progress, but it's really cool. I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineered to win. Welcome. So let's jump into our agenda really quick, and then we will get to working. All right. So we like to work here. All we do is work, and that means all we do is win. So basically, the past couple of streams, I've been working on trying to migrate this Docker Compose file for this open source event management software called Indico. The issue is there is no clean way and there's no clean documentation on how to do how to do that migration. So I've been trying to figure it out, trying to see as much as I can figure out. But guess what? If we can't figure it out, then we can't figure it out, and we have tried, and we will move on. I have some ideas on how to do it, but it's really murky. I'm just trying to figure it out. But if not, then we'll just move on from that. All right. And then so hopefully by Sunday we can get back to our regularly scheduled DevOps and Kubernetes. Depending on the progress that we make today, I might do this one more day, but there's no guarantee. So we'll see. It's very up in the air right now, which direction that we go. Tonight is supposed to be ethical hacking, but I really want to try to figure out this project. So I'm dedicating 1 or 2 more streams to this before we move back onto our regularly scheduled program. All right. So we've done a lot on this so far. Tried different tools. They haven't really worked out too well. Tried reading the Docker Compose file, it's a little shaky, but this is why we have software explorations. It is for us to grow and to learn. All right, so let me put up the banner for today in case anybody is scrolling through YouTube and they hover over this like, what is this guy talking? Who is this tech coach Rob guy? What the hell is he talking about? I'm going to throw up the banner for today's show in case anybody is scrolling by and says, oh, let me check into this and see what they're doing over here. All right, so there goes the banner. DevOps, Docker Compose to Amazon Web Services ECS file. All right, Elastic Container Service. Let me jump into our agenda, our housekeeping really quick. I want to say a big thank you and a sign of appreciation to all of the subscribers, those who are brand new, who might have subscribed today, and those who have been rocking with me for a very long time, those who are very active in the chat, and those who watch from the clouds, and they might be lurking, but they always are able to add such great value to me. All of you, I appreciate every last one of you.
I appreciate you.
And salute to all of the Patreon members, my tech barbarians, my tech project members, my technical explorers, those who put in such hard work day in and day out, who have such great ideas, and they're like, how do I execute on them? And they're like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm like, all right, well, I think anything and everything is possible. This is the way that I'd go about it. And then I see you guys run with it. I'm like, you guys are absolutely amazing. You guys are the best.
We the best.
And shout out to my tech mercenaries out there who keep this YouTube channel going, who allows me to show up day in and day out, putting in work so that I can add value into your life. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
All right. Upcoming shows. We have tomorrow, we're going to be having our episode of The Bug Bite. We're going to be talking about a major security breach, 1.6 million users affected, but the information that was leaked out, oh my God, it is an absolute mess. And then we have software explorations on Sunday. Like I mentioned, it might be more of this DevOps investigation, or we might be going back to our Kubernetes and stuff like that. That is to be determined. And lastly, I'm not 100% sure about this yet. I might go live Saturday morning to continue working on the AI project thing that we started on yesterday. No guarantees for that. If I don't go live on Saturday, then we'll continue with it on Monday. I cannot guarantee you anything about Saturday morning at this time. All right. So that is our upcoming shows, our pre-recorded and our live shows. We're going to be definitely going live Sunday afternoon because we do not miss. All right. Anything else? That is about it. That is about it. I'm going to get to the chat and then we shall get to work. All right. So, first up in the chat, we got my guy, Junior in the building. Says, what's up, family? What's going on with you, Junior? So happy, as always, to have you here. Next up, we have Kuya Nimbus in the building. What's up, Kuya Nimbus? How are you doing tonight? Hopefully everything is going phenomenal with you, and hopefully your Red Hat certification training is going phenomenal. We are all rooting for you and your success. We got my guy, the one, the only Magnetar in the building, hits us with the Sith Coach Ralph.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
What's up, Magnetar? Hopefully everything is going well with you. Let's see. Queen Nimbus says running those killer shell and exam digest labs. That's what I absolutely love to hear. We have the one, the only Rock the Scrubs Roxy in the building. Says good evening to Tech Coach Ralph and everyone. Shout out to Roxy.
We the best.
Let's see. All right. As you can see, I have a lot of energy tonight because I am so well rested. So with that being said, we are going to get into our very first segment of tonight. Like I said, this thing has been it's been quite of a learning experience for me, I must say. But guess what? I love it. I absolutely love it. And I will add this as well. The work that I did last year with Terraform, trying to use the Elastic Container Service cluster with the task and everything like that when we were going through Terraform, the work that I've been doing today, it's actually paying off a lot because I'm finding opportunities to use this at work. But wait, aren't you a QA engineer? I am. So why are you doing this type of infrastructure and DevOps work? Well, because any opportunity I have to showcase my skills and to be able to grow and actually use what I've been learning in a production development environment, then I am all for it. I say, what did the Busta Rhymes song that said, "Give me some more"? Give me some more. Let's go. Let's get it. I love the opportunity. I absolutely love the opportunity. All right. With that being said, I think it is a good time to get into our very, very first segment of work.
It's time to do.
All right, so first and foremost, I need to log into my AWS account and I need to open up PyCharm. And by the way, we have some great topics to discuss during the break today, so you do not want to miss those. I just some thoughts that I have, and I think they definitely help me. Hopefully they can help you. All right, but I am going to let me switch to this screen right here. And what screen is that? That is not the one that I wanted to switch to. Hold on one second. Let me go full screen. All right, give me a second. What's going on here? Let's see what's going on. Okay. What was that? All right, give me a second. Let me see what's going on over here. Let's go with... What is going on over here? Oh, that's weird. Okay, whatever. I got you. All right, let's do that. And let's do... Oh my God. All right, let's do that. There we go. I'm telling you, sometimes these softwares just have a mind of their own. All right, so there you go with that. And let me make sure that, let's see if this one works. Let me test this last one out before we have some weird stuff happening. All right, we're good on that. All right, cool. So let's go back to here. All right, so what I have here is I have the Docker Compose configuration. I'm going to be logging in on the other screen to my AWS account because we're going to have to do some work on that. Okay. Let's log in. Two-factor authentication. The two-factor authentication makes it very, very important that your phone is, because you know how some people like their phone is never charged. Well, if you're one of these people who always have your phone at 5%, then you're going to be in trouble because a lot of times you need to use your phone to receive text messages, to use the Google Authenticator, and you're going to be locked out, you know? So that's not a good thing. All right, we are logged in. So basically, what we were doing last time was we were trying to get this image, like, so I think I started from the bottom, right? Trying to get this image right here started on the EC2 instance. However, I was getting an error saying that it was not able to. So I don't know, it's a little bit tricky trying to figure this stuff out, but you know, that's what we're here for. I know that we did all of our volume mapping and stuff like that, so I think we're just going to continue with that. So with that being said, I am going to switch over to this screen over here, and I am going to jump into our Elastic Container Service, and we're going to go to this cluster. There's nothing running. There's a service running, but it's not working. And I wish there was a way to actually test these tasks before actually starting them up. But we're looking at the Indigo Nginx, right? And let me see, is there? So we have this map, we have this volume mapped, but it was failing on pulling in this image right here. Let me see if I can go to the cluster and to the service to see if there's any logs. If there's any logs that can tell us why. All right, so there we go. So service deployment failed to start. Let's see, task. Let's go back real quick. It's a little like, and that's part of the complication of working here, because you don't have the same type of logs that you would have if you're running it directly on an EC2 instance. But I remember I saw somewhere that the failure task failed to start. So if we go here, we're back to here. Oh, let's see, where can I find this? So I'm trying to see where it had told me why it failed. Let's see, deployments. All right, so there goes deployments. Let's take a let's see, network configuration. Nothing in here. Server, all right, that's not that. I'm trying to understand why it failed. Because what I recall was because it couldn't find it or didn't have permission to find it. Let's see. So Docker Hub. Docker Hub. All right, so this is a Docker image of what we were trying to start. This repo contains a series of Docker files to create an Nginx Docker image that runs Nginx as a non-root unprivileged user. Notable differences. The default Nginx port now listens to 8080 instead of 80. This is no longer necessary as of Docker 2023 or 20.03. The default Nginx directive is here, has been removed. The default Nginx PID has been moved to here. So we should be able to use just this, right? And if we go to, let's close this stuff out. If we go to our task definitions, can we, let's see, create a new revision. And here, I'm just going to put latest on here. Is there a latest option? Let's see, tags. Not really. What was the one that we were using before? Stable Alpine. Let me see if there's a stable Alpine in here. And if so, how long ago? Let's see a stable Alpine in here. Stable. Is there an Alpine? Alpine Pearl, Alpine. What if I just use Alpine then? There's multiple pages of it. So is there a search? Oh, okay, filter. So let's try stable Alpine. Stable Alpine Pearl, stable Alpine Pearl. So there's a stable Alpine. So if we use this one right here, and we say, oh, was there a typo in here? There might have been a typo that caused it to fail. What in the world? Let's see if that's the case. All right, so let's give that a try. Let's just give that a try to give it a kickstart. Let's do create. All right, so that task definition is updated. Wouldn't that suck if the reason that it couldn't start was because of a letter typo? Like that would be terrible. Let's see. Maybe not this one. Let's do deploy update service. Choose a cluster, Indigo cluster, Indigo Nginx. Let's see. I think volume. All right, so I think we can try to kick it off. Let's try to kick it off. All right, let's do update and service deployment rollback because April 20. All right, so this is new. Let's refresh. It's in progress. All right, let's see what's going on with that. That'll be interesting. Imagine that. Imagine if all the issues that we were having last time was because we did not properly put the name we didn't properly put the name of the Docker path image name. Well, we shall see. We shall see. So, let me see if we can go into the service. Look at the task. Let's go in here. Is it really running though? Is it really running? I don't know. Let's see. policy. Environment variable, define configuration. If I can get this up and running, that'll be amazing. I don't know yet though. Let's see. Let's refresh. Desired status is running. Where are we at? Let's see. Any errors yet? So all right, still no failure yet, so that's a good thing. Let's see. One task has started. Let's see. Am I being impatient by keep pressing the refresh button? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Let's see. I'm really curious to know what's going to happen, because if that works, then although we don't have the second volume configured yet, which I'll have to figure out how to configure that second volume, but we will have our first image up and running. And then we can move on to our next image for the Postgres database. Let's see. And this is just Nginx. So this should just start up like out the box. There shouldn't be anything serious that we need to do for this. Like Nginx is like one of the most commonly used, popular Docker images for starting up a web server, so it shouldn't be that much of a complication to get it up and running. But you know, let's see. But that's how we learn, though. That is how we learn. Let's see. Click it again. I'm not seeing any failures yet. Let's see. Task. I really wish, and maybe it's just my lack of knowledge, but I really wish I could see what's happening in the container. I wonder if, go back to task definition, go to Nginx, let's go to this one. I wonder if there is any way that I can set up the logs to actually ingest or something like that. Let me see. Logging. I have used log collection over here. I don't know why it's not showing. Let's go back to here. Oh wait, one task is running. Is it actually running? Or is it trying to run? Tasks? Nope, still not running. It's trying. All right, there we go. So it says that cannot pull the image manifest that has been tried 5 times. Fail to resolve docker.io nginx yada yada yada. Head timed out. So let me try this. Unauthorized. That doesn't make any sense. Authentication required. But why? That doesn't make any sense to me. The same error we got last time. Okay. Let's see if we can figure out let's see. Cannot pull container error, AWS. All right. So this says the following error indicates the task failed to start because Amazon ECS cannot retrieve a specified container image. To check your stop task error message, viewing Amazon ECS stop task, it says the task can't pull the image. Check the role has permission to pull images from the registry. But it's a public registry. Verify the image specified in the task matches the image in the repository. Let's search for Docker Hub. Let's try Stack Overflow. Although I'm not using ECR. Oh. Oh, okay, that might be something to look into. All right, so I think that part would be part of the service, or maybe the cluster. Let's see. Maybe not the cluster, maybe the service then. Let's see. So it's possible that our network can't reach the outside world. Let's see. Deployment failure. Let's see. VPC. Where is the network setup? It's not task definition, I don't think.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Okay. We are gonna get to break. Just trying to see. Just curious where the network happens. Fargate, container instances. Configuration. Services, configuration and networking. Oh. Let me see if we can take care of that somewhere. Where is the network information now? Service Connect, Service Discovery, VPC. Fully managed application networking service to connect, secure, and monitor your services across multiple accounts and virtual. There is a cost associated with it, isn't there always? Service auto scaling. I don't see where they talk about the networking. Am I blind? Am I blind? We have used this. Let's try the VPC lattice part. Let's try that. Honestly, don't see a networking area. I tell you, you can't win. I want to update my networking, but I don't see where. Cluster. Huh. Update cluster. All right. Well, I guess we shall go to break. Maybe I'll try on EC2 instead of on what do you call it? Fargate. I don't know, because I can't find what I'm looking for. Network mode. Container. Environment variable. Container. And you can't configure the network here. All right, well, whatever. We will continue looking for that once we get back from break. But we're trying. We are trying. Okay, let's go to break. Let me check the chat to see what we got going on in the building, and then we will get to our first break time discussion, and then get back to work. All right. So let me see who is in the chat, who's in the building. Let's see. Queen says, you run some Cube. A lot of people have been telling me about KubeCon, but I am just focusing on Red Hat and Ansible for now. Try not to get shiny object syndrome. I think that is absolutely the best strategy, because there's so much different technology out there that you just start going down these different rabbit holes. And that's why I piece out my shows. I'm only doing this the past couple of shows because I'm really trying to figure something out to do some extra things. But that's why I dedicate my Sundays to DevOps. And we went through Terraform last year. We went through DevOps the later part of last year. And then we got into Kubernetes at the beginning-ish of this year. And, so we're just going through our DevOps course. But I think that's absolutely the right strategy. Like, if you have a game plan, focus on Red Hat, focus on Ansible. Ansible is like, as part of my course, the one that I'm taking, we're going to get to Ansible at some point, but right now we're really focused on Kubernetes and figuring out how to use it in Google Cloud Platform. We're going to take it over to AWS, and then we're going to take it over to Microsoft Azure as well at some point. But I totally agree with you. Stay focused and get really good at what you're working on now, and then you can move on to Kubernetes. And you will also see that the things that you learned before, they're going to merge, and you're like, oh wow, okay, I can apply these principles from Ansible, from Red Hat, from whatever else you're doing to what I'm learning on Kubernetes, what I'm learning in Docker, things of that nature. So I agree 100%. Let's see. What else? Let's see. We got my guy, Mysify, in the building. He says, good evening, Ralph. The beautiful Roxy, Magnetar, Junior, Kuya, and the chat. Hope everyone is doing well. I am doing absolutely phenomenal. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are doing well yourself. Me, Mysify, shout out to you.
We the best.
Let's see. What else we got? Hello, Smiley, Me, Mysify. Rox says, my day was good and will hopefully lead to great things. I am absolutely certain that it will lead to great, amazing things, Roxy. And we have the one, the only Mitch in the building.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
says, achoo. Well, God bless you, Mitch. Hopefully you are doing well. And Magnetar says that Mitch sneezes on the people's pizza. That is absolutely disgusting. But Mitch also says a pizza. That's tough. That is tough. Let's see. Junior says, you spelling the name wrong is like losing points on your test for spelling your name wrong. You are absolutely correct about that. Bruh. Luckily, it's still not working though. But you are absolutely correct. I did have a major typo in there with just one letter. I'm going to revisit that to make sure that's still the case. But yeah, that does suck. Let's see. Kuya says, I'm running on coffee. Let's see. Kuya also says, pizza sounds awesome. It does sound awesome. Let's see. What else? Queen of says, since people mention pizza, don't come at me. Pineapple or no pineapples on pizza. Roxy follows up and says, pineapples all day, every day. I second that motion. I absolutely second that motion. And Queen of says, however, real pineapple. I dislike the pineapple that tastes like alcohol or out of a can. You know what, Queen, I agree with you 1,000%. Because when you taste that pineapple that tastes like it's alcohol out of a can, I just have to say,
congratulations, you played yourself.
And Junior says, absolutely pineapples for me. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. And Roxy adds pineapple, crab apple, candy apple, Lakers in 5. I don't know what the crab apple or the candy apple is, but I hear you. Lakers in 5. I don't know about that. But I have absolutely no idea how this. You know what? Let me go check. How is the series doing? Are Lakers up 2-1? How is that going? Lakers, are they versus who? The Timberwolves? Is that who they're playing? They are. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. I don't know. I mean, if it's 1-1, did they lose the first game? I don't know. I can't say Lakers in 5. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Mitch hits back and says, Roxy, that was Trizash. Bruh. Wow. Queen says, I was a Lakers fan in the Kobe days. No disrespect, but I stopped going when they put LeBron's son on. Wow. I hear that. Let's see. Rocky says, do you need my glasses, tech coach Ralph? I might. But Roxy, if I did have your glasses, I would be like Miss Cleo. I could see into everyone's future. I'm just saying. Junior says, TCR is legally blind. I don't know, mate. It's possible. It is possible. Queen says his son was trash at USC, and possibly with all you know what? I'm about to say with all due respect. Somebody left me a comment on a short that I created a long time ago from a video from a long time ago, and they said, with all due respect, that short was absolutely boring. And you know what? I thought about coming back at them. I felt like saying, you know what? It's just as boring as your life. However, I couldn't, because guess what? They said with all due respect. And when you say with all due respect, that means you can say whatever you want after it. So I just thought to myself, well, with all due respect, your life is trash. But I did not say it because that was very, they took the time to let me know how boring my 30-second short was, talking about if IT and software engineering is boring. And they told me that my short was boring, and I just said, but the fact that I said with all due respect, I was like, okay, that's fair. That is totally fair criticism, as long as you say with all due respect. But I mentioned that to say, with Kuya Nimbus says his son was trash at USC, Kuya Nimbus did not say with all due respect. So that I'm going to, on behalf of LeBron, I'm going to take that, and his son, I'm going to take that with much disrespect. But I'm going to say with all due respect, his son was probably trash in high school, middle school, elementary school as well. Possibly. I never watched, I'm going to be honest. I have never watched Bronny James play whatsoever. I never watched it. So I can't say. But is it possible? Anything is possible, right? Is it possible? Anything is possible. But guess what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Mitch says, Fatra Basura Karak. How do you even say that? I don't even know how to say that one, but whatever. Let's see. And Roxy says, trash to this right here. Oof, it's getting serious. It's getting feisty in there. It is getting feisty. Q says, agree. I saw some Azure in ServiceNow instances. It all overlaps somehow, or you can tie things in. Exactly. So that's why I wouldn't even be worried about it. The fact that you're able to pick up on whatever you're learning in now, when it comes time to get into some other technologies, it's going to make sense. And wherever you are, whether it's employers and stuff like that, they will value it to see that, okay, he knows Ansible. He can pick up on Kubernetes. Oh, he knows Kubernetes. He can pick up on ABC. Like they all blend together as long as you're on that path. All right. So I totally agree with you. Let's see. He says Michelle, Michelle, and Mitchell. Wow, wowzers. Bruh. And Roxy did not even say with all due respect.
They ain't believing us.
It's heating up in there. It is heating up in the chat. But Mitch says, and he puts the emphasis because he didn't say with all due respect. He said with all disrespect. Roxy, whatever you're doing is trash. It's on and popping in there. It is on and popping, and it says you're just yapping, Mitch, with all due respect. Okay, see, there we go. With all due respect, you gotta throw in that all due respect. Queen Number says with all due respect, he averaged 4.8 points a game. Not NBA material. He is not on the friends and family plan all day. If it wasn't for his papa, he would be at home. All right, I'm gonna give you some insight, right? So I live down here in South Florida. I grew up watching the Miami Heat, and do you guys remember the I think it was the 13th pick for the Miami Heat, and I forgot which year, right? But they drafted Justice Winslow. Yes, Justice Winslow. And me and my friends had a running joke about Justice Winslow that although he could not hit a shot if his life depended on it, if his life depended on it, not gonna hit a shot, right? However, he had amazing defense though. His defense was out of this world. So, I mean, he could defend you to victory. However, if you were down by if you were tied and he gets fouled with no time left on the clock and he has to go shoot those free throws, he's probably going to airball it, and it probably deserves to get a free throw, get a point taken away. I remember I went to a game one time, and it's like halftime. He's shooting 3-pointers, like, you know, like as you're warming up, he is airballing 3-pointers in the warm up from halftime. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? So I hear you, but maybe he has incredible defense. Maybe that's what it is, Kuya Nimbus. Maybe that's what it is. All right. Anyhow, that is all the chat message for today. That was fun. I am going to get to our first break time discussion though, because it is going to be a great one. And I am so interested in hearing your thoughts about what I have to talk about. All right. So let's do it. Let me get over to here. And we're going to get our 5-minute timer up. So I call this break time discussion Guarded Hearts. You know, and that's why I played that song at the beginning, Guarded Hearts. I don't share much. What do I mean by I don't share much? I have come to learn and to realize, based on my 41 years of experience on this earth, that you should not share your ideas with people. By that, I mean, when you are starting, like when you have an idea come to your mind, right? A lot of times we want to run out and get some type of validation or feedback. I don't want to use the word validation, but we want to get some type of feedback. Say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And 9 times out of 10, you will be met with all of the reasons that it is not possible, all the reasons that you cannot do. It's just something that you have a thought of. Like you thought about something, it's like, oh no, you can't do it because A, B, C, D, and people don't like this, people don't like that. And you're talking to people who they have never really tried anything before for themselves. And and you might be nervous about starting something and you're like, well, what do you think about this? And they just shut you down. They just like, no, you cannot do it. It is not going to work. And then you're like, all right, I guess not, you know, and trust me, in my past, I have shared plenty of ideas, given people plenty of opportunities to jump on board and do some amazing things. However, they as you can see, I'm here, right? It's just me on this screen talking to you. And I'm like, you know what? Always trying to bring people along, trying to give them opportunities to be awesome. How much more we could have been doing today if we started a long time ago. And it's like they just always have a reason why something is not possible. So for me, the way that I operate, the way that I move is like, you know what? I'm going to do it first, as small of a scale it might be. And instead of sharing my idea with you, instead of bringing you into my sphere, my ecosystem, into the things that I'm working on, right? I'm just going to do something and see how, and put in my own ideas and see how that goes. And then once I actually get some traction and I get a feel for what I'm doing, then I might show it. It's like, oh, if you guys ever used to watch Mad TV when you were young, and Stewart, I don't know if you guys are old enough for Mad TV, but Stewart, you're like, look what I can do, right? And that's what I'm always like, oh, look what I can do. I'm never like, oh, I never ask somebody. I have never asked somebody, or I mean, I might have in the past, but nowadays, you see me come to this channel with new things, new ideas, new AI tools that I discover. I just try a bunch of stuff, and sometimes I'm like, okay, I've tried this enough. I'm gonna put it down. You guys remember the clone, the AI clone, right? I worked the hell out of it, and then I'm like, all right, cool. We've had enough of the AI clone. I don't feel like paying for it anymore. We put that aside. But I try things. I'll give you another example. So far, we have released the Victory album on Christmas of 2024. We released Abandoned album on Valentine's Day of 2025. And we released the Frenemies album on April 15th, 2025, my birthday, and Tax Day, and the day that Lincoln was assassinated, and the day that the Titanic sunk. What a birthday, I must say. But now it'll go down in history that April 15th, the Frenemies album came out. However, when I discovered about the AI music, shout out to my guy, Don. Appreciate my guy, Don. But he was the first one to send me an AI generated song, right? And I was like, what is this sorcery? And I was like, well, let me give it a try. And I created some songs based on my ideas, and I liked them. Roxy liked them. Shout out to Roxy as always. But so
Back to work. chop, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
But so many people said it was straight trash. They laughed and laughed and they said, get the hell out of here with that crap. Some people still to this day, they're like, AI music? No way, I can't listen to no AI music. Rah, 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 rah. I'm like, cool. That is absolutely fine with me. But guess what? Guess what? For me, I'm like, as much as you want to laugh and say that it's trash, I did the work. I experimented and I learned, and I absolutely love listening to my own music. It's either I listen to my music or I don't listen to music at all. And that's why I don't share much until after the fact. Imagine if I had said, "Oh, I'm thinking about doing some AI music." What? What the hell? AI music? Trash. Don't even bother. And I'll be like, "Oh, really? Oh, man." But no. I said, I'm going to do what I want to do. I don't care. I'm like, oh, is that what you think? You think it's trash?
It doesn't matter what you think.
And that was my thought exactly. I'm like, okay, fine, laugh. But guess what? I do work, and you just sit there and you complain and whine about, oh, this happens here, and I don't like how this treats this, and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And I am working. And I say to you, if you have an idea, a thought, a spark, and that's why I also appreciate Wave Nerd. I don't know where Wave Nerd is tonight, but I appreciate Wave Nerd because I met with him the other day and he showed me some amazing things that he's working on. And I'm like, that is absolutely awesome. I love to see. And he didn't ask anybody for their validation, for their approval. He just went out there and did it. So I say to you, if you have an idea, go out there and do it. Look for people. If you need ideas on how to do stuff, you don't have to share all the details about what you're trying to do. You just ask them, hey, if I wanted to do this, how would that look like? What could I do? And then get the information on the how, but you don't have to always share the what with everyone, especially for people who don't know what the hell they are talking about, what the hell they're doing. Find the resources. You see, you need resources. Find the resources from the people who are knowledgeable, and go from there. But do something. Don't try to share all your plans, all your dreams, all your goals, all your aspirations with everybody because a lot of times they will just shoot you down, and that makes you not even want to get started. I say no. Go out there and get started and see what happens. A small spark can lead to something huge, and I say give it a try, right? But yeah, that's my thoughts. Get something started. And I'll tell you this, right? Anyone and everyone who ever comes to me with an idea, like, hey, I was thinking about doing this, I always say, of course, give it a try. Let's do it. And like, as soon as they give me the idea, it's already turning in my mind. Okay, well, how could that happen? And I'm looking for a resource. Like, hey, give this a look, give that a look, and go for it. And MB, for example, right? I'm like, she creating her. I'm like, you see all these channels where people are studying. Why don't you do some videos where you are showing what you're learning and studying and sharing that information? Because a lot of people are interested in that type of stuff. And I just try to give that spark to people. I will never tell somebody, Rod Brown, for example, another person, when I was talking to him, like close to end of last year, he's like, I was thinking about doing this. What do you think about that? I'm like, do it. What do you have to lose? How is it going to hurt? If it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out, but you will never know if it's going to work out or not if you do not give it a try. So I always, like, whenever somebody comes to me with an idea, I'm like, do it. Keep your investment low. Don't go out there and buy these $1,000 equipment and stuff like that for something you don't know if it's going to work out or not. Keep your investment low. You still have to invest in yourself a little bit. Keep your investment low and give it a try and see, do you like it? Do you see you can maintain it? How are people responding to it? Those are the metrics that you look for, but you have to get started, right? That's all that I got to say, but don't share all your business with everybody, because most people, 99.872% of people in this world have the crabs in a barrel mentality. So keep it close to your heart. Guard your heart. Do what you want to do. Give it a try. And hopefully, I've learned I've learned. The work that you do, the majority of people who are going to support you, they are not who you consider your friends, who you consider your family, relatives. No, it's gonna be people who are rocking with the work that you're doing, who find value in the work that you're doing. Because a lot of times the people who are close to you, they don't find value in you. That's or in what you do. Put your work out there. You will see that you are much more valuable than your family thinks you are, your friends think you are, your relative thinks you are. All right. So go out there and do it. That's what I gotta say. Go out there and do it. Let's get it. Come on, let's get it.
Let's get it.
Because
We the best.
all right, that is my message to you. That is why I don't share as much with people. I just keep a lot of things close to my heart. I do it, and then I share it. And if people say that short was boring, I say, with all due respect, that short was boring. I say, you're probably right. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the feedback. All right. That was a bit long-winded, I must say. Let me check the chat before we get back to work again. Let's see. Okay. Queen Nimbus says hydrate. I needed to. And just like I'm about to, well, you will see. Let's get it, Mitch. Let's get it. I tried my hardest to bait Mitch to calling in on Monday, but I was unsuccessful. Bruh. I tried. Here number says, I asked for constructive criticism. You take what you can and keep moving. I agree. Yeah, and I say asking for constructive criticism is good, but ask for it after you've actually gotten started. I don't like to, because a lot of times if there's nothing started, there's nothing constructive. There's nothing constructive about the criticism. They're just more like, oh, that's not a good idea. So I say, and a lot of people that you ask, they don't know. They just don't know, right? You're asking one person to speak for millions, billions of people. So I say, you know what? I'm just gonna put the work out there, and I'm gonna share it with the millions and the billions, and see what they say, and see who bites, who doesn't, and I will adjust as necessary, right? That's how I see it. Let's see. Roxy says, I am not joining jiu-jitsu. Well, I tried, but I tried.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
All right, let's get into our second working segment of today. Why don't we? Alrighty then, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, so I was looking into trying to figure out the networking stuff. So there's, oh my God, the error that we're getting. Let me see if I can still get it. If we go here, it's telling us that sorry. It's telling us that it's not working because it can't access let's see. Take care, Kuya Nimbus. Thank you so much for stopping by. Always appreciate you. Have a wonderful night and good luck on all of your studies. Appreciate you for being here. All right. Let me see. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try something. If I go into here and let me see, create new revision. And this looks correct. I am going to say, all right, let me get a basic Docker image. Hello world Docker image. So this is like a basic Docker image, right? I'm just going to try this hello world because that should work everywhere, right? So Docker run hello world, hello from Docker, yada, yada, yada. So this is troubleshooting. This is me troubleshooting, trying to figure out why this thing is not working. So I am going to change this right here. And I am going to say, what's the port? The port that should go. I don't really think it needs a port. To try something more ambitious, run IT. All right, let me see what happens if I do this, right? Because I don't know, it's so weird. Let me see if it's able to pull this image. Because right now we can't even pull the image, so that's a problem. So we have this revision created. Let's go to our cluster. Let's go to Indigo cluster. Let's go to this right here. Let's go to update service. We're gonna get the latest update. So what I'm doing here is I changed the image that it's using to see, is the problem with the network? So is the problem with our cluster, or is the problem with the image it's trying to pull, right? Let's see, tasks. So he's trying to pull the hello world. What is this one? This one is trying to do the, okay, so we got that. Because, and that's what, because I'm really wondering if it's having trouble heading out of the, check this real quick. Let's see. Default subnet, inbound rules. I wonder if it's having issues. Let's see. Let's see. No. Edit subnet settings. Auto assign IPs. Auto assign public IPs. That looks correct. I just don't see. And I can't, all right, let's see. I don't see. Task definition successfully created. Cluster. And then this thing takes so long to actually give us an error message. And I can't see any stupid logs over here. Let me stop one of these. And let's go to this one. Something so basic. And I can't get any logs. Networking. Oh, run. That's what this run reachability analyzer. Let's see what that does. I don't know. Let's see. That doesn't help. Security groups. Let's see what's in the security groups. 80/80 inbound rules. Outbound. I should just don't see. Zero pending. All right, let's go here. Services in progress. Provisioning. Let's see. Something is so wrong with this. And I can't even find where to configure my network. Let's see. Target group. Thinking. All right, let's see. I don't know. Namespace. Let's see here. We have that. So we have a failed task. I have one in, all right, I have one in progress. But the in progress, all right, why can I, all right, let's do, why can't I see any logs on ECS cluster? You might not be able to see ECS due to several reasons, including incorrect log configuration, IAM permissions, or the log group being in a different region than your cluster. Any ECS cluster task. Likely incorrect configuration permission related to the log, driver, or CloudWatch logs. Ensure your task definitions are properly configured with AWS log driver. Have the correct log group all right, whatever. Let's go back to here. Still can't get it. So when I used the ECS before, it wasn't with using a Docker, like from Docker Hub. I had my own EC2 I had my own ECR. But let's say ECS task get or use Docker Hub. To use Docker Hub image in ECS, you need to specify the image location docker.io within your task definition. Sorry, the full path here, including the registry name, image, and tag. If needed. I mean, I think it automatically did that last time, but let's see. If we go back to the task, I don't think it should have to do that, but whatever. Let's go to okay, that doesn't work. Sorry. If we go here, still doesn't work. And I cannot get this thing to show up. Use log collection. Just throw these on there as well. And let's do update service, choose cluster. Let's see. So update that. It's so annoying. So annoying. Let's see. I just wish I could see what's going on in the background, but apparently AWS doesn't think that that's worth it to anybody. Let's see what this is doing. Let's see. All right, so let's do this. How to start Docker container on ECS task. Start a Docker container on Amazon ECS. You need to define a task definition and then run it on a cluster. The task definition contains the container image, CPU, yada yada yada. So we did all that. So it's like the full URL for your Docker image from ECR Docker Hub. Full URL from, maybe this would be the full URL. Let's try that, I guess. Let me just stop everything. And if we go to the tasks again, we go to this one, we go to this, create new revision, And we go to here. Up to 255 number hyphens, colons, and okay. What about, okay. What about if the container was an ECR? Let me see something. Okay, whatever. All right, so let's go here. Let me update that. Let's see what happens if we what is that? Okay. Is there extra space in here? No, there's not. All right, cool. So let's see what happens if, well, maybe that. Let me edit that one more time. Maybe you don't need the HTTP. Let's go with that. Great. All right, let's see what happens with this. All right, so now I'm going to go to cluster. I'm going to go to the service. Not sure what's pending when I set to stop everything. What is this? All right, so that apparently did not stop when I told it to. So let's go back and go back to service. Update service. Use the latest one. If I can just see some Docker image get pulled in, then I'll know that we're in the right direction. But I can't even see that happening now. So it just makes no sense. There's no logs. There's nothing. There's no details to go off of. It's just like you're shooting in the dark right now.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
All right. We're going to go to break in just a second. I'm just trying to see. Volumes. Wait a second, what's this? Should be doing 7, right? Should be doing this one. Hub.docker.com. Hello world. Cluster. Let's see. I don't know why now we have 2 pending tasks when it should be 1, but okay, there we go, 1. And I cannot see any information on this task. Makes absolutely no sense at all. I don't know if it's for the network or if it's for the, I don't know if it's the network issue or if it's a, I think I'm gonna have one last attempt after this, after we come back from break, because there is no information that I can see here. It's like a total black box, all dark, nothing to see here. And there's nothing here. Maybe I just have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I've done this before. And launching a task should not be that difficult, especially a basic task at that. Release. Should have been up by now. Make no sense. All right, whatever. Let me see. Before I go, let me go check my ECR real quick. See if I have anything in here that I could use to try to pull in. So let's use this. And I go back over to here. Failed. Tasks. Events. No information whatsoever. Before I go to break, I'm just gonna update this real quick. See if I can add an image that I have here and see what happens. All right, let's go to break. I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall at this point to see what sticks, because this doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I'm not getting any information from ECR. I'm like totally blind right now, but whatever. Like I said, this is probably the last day I'm going to even try this, because this whole thing is a absolute black box. There's not much information, and I don't know. It shouldn't be this hard to move a Docker Compose file to the cloud. It's like, what's even the purpose of Docker Compose if it's totally non-transferable, right? So that's my mindset, but I might be missing something huge. So it is what it is. Let me start the service up real quick. All right, let me check the chat, and then we will get to our second break time topic. Let's see. We have Greg East in the building. What's up, Greg? How are you doing tonight? Says keep going. Let's go.
Let's get it.
We have KG609 says AWS clusters are pretty much like Kubernetes clusters. They are similar to Kubernetes clusters, but they run on Docker images. Similar but different, because the reason I'm going to say similar but different, because AWS also has their own Kubernetes stuff. So if we were to look for, let me share the screen real quick. So if we were to look for Kubernetes, there is EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service. And you can create a cluster that way and use Kubernetes in the way that you'd use it in that sense. But there's the ECS, the Elastic Container Service, which is more a way for running Docker containers if we can ever get that to work. So there's a difference between the Kubernetes cluster, which I haven't used the Kubernetes one, the Elastic Kubernetes service yet. That is in our roadmap for Sundays, but I can't give too much details on it on how they differ. But I do know that they're different because one of them is primarily running on Docker, the other one is primarily running on Kubernetes. Although Kubernetes runs Docker images and scales automatically and stuff like that, so. That's the best I can say right now. All right. We have the one, the only MB Study in the building. What's up, MB? Says, hey guys, hey to you as well. Let's see. We have, oh my goodness, it cannot be. We have Wave Nerd in the building. Says, hello, good people of the chat, and to the coach of coaches. Shout out to you.
I appreciate you.
Keep up the great work. Let's see. What else we got? And that's everything. All right, cool. That's the chat. All right, I'm going to, while I'm very annoyed, I'll tell you, Amazon Web Services, Elastic Container Service knows how to make a great day go sour. I was all hyped up and now I am just so disappointed.
Bruh.
But it is what it is. This is why we're here. This is how we learn. This is why I do this. Even when it is disappointing news, I'm still here for it. All right. But let's get to our second break time discussion, which is about, should overqualified be a thing? What? I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. Should overqualified be a thing? A lot of people say, it's not fair. It is not fair. They're saying that I'm overqualified. I just want the job. Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Where do I have it? Let me find it. Give me a second. Let me find this overqualified thing. Let me see. Where are we? Where do I have it? Let me see. Did I lose it? Hold on. Oh, there it goes. All right, cool. There we go. All right, so this was a LinkedIn post that I saw, and I wanted to share it with you to see what you thought about it, right? So let me switch over to this. We can read it together. So this one says, you're overqualified. Ah, yes, the corporate version of you're too attractive to date. What? Where'd that come from? Because after a full interview process, I was told I might get bored and leave. Me? Bored? I've read 87-page policy documents just to find one sentence that broke the entire control narrative. I've had meetings where someone genuinely asked if Agile was a new exercise fad. I once managed the migration of a landline payment system of 40-year-old tech into tokenized payments and somehow did it without flipping a table. I've walked into environments with no intake process, no workflow, and no clear ownership. Just vibes. Just vibes, y'all. Just vibes. And I got it done anyways. I've been the PM, could be product manager or project manager, the InfoSec lead, the therapist, the cat herder, and the can you jump on a call real quick guy, sometimes all before lunch. Bruh. But overqualified? Translation, we don't want to pay you. You might make people nervous by actually delivering results. Let me put up the 5 minute as well, right? Or maybe there's just a dash of ageism floating around like an unpatched vulnerability. Let's be real. Let's be real talk, y'all. Let's be real. 10 years ago, wearing many hats made you indispensable. Today, it makes people wonder if you get bored when there's only 5 fires to put out. But I didn't grow up privileged. I know what it's like to go without. I don't chase titles. I chase impact and stability. So if you're feeling this too, adapt, pivot, change directions. Easy for a PM to say. We've got backup plans for our backup plans. Remember, we're the ones who did the work before AI, artificial intelligence, crawled out of the Mordor and started taking credit. Sure, AI is great to polish verbiage. I love that. I love that for you. But you can't polish your knowledge. Our resumes aren't fantasy. They're forged in stakeholder battles, unrealistic deadlines, and project scopes written on napkins. To my fellow job searchers, your next chapter is coming. Hold on one second. Let me just throw one of these. Keep your head up. And when the sharks are circling, be the seagull. Float when you need to, fly when you can, and when you find the right harbor, land and build. I spent 14 long years at a place where layoffs were the company holiday tradition. That's not growth. That's trauma with a paycheck. We deserve better. Let's go get it. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed my very, very dramatic reading of this LinkedIn post. But let me be the one to say that overqualified is a thing. And it's not because of you're too old or you used to wear many hats and stuff like that. No. Here's the thing. And this is in my estimation, right? I said it the other day. Hiring is very, very expensive. And if the company is looking for a junior role and you are at senior level and you're saying, well, and you're saying this in your mind. You're not saying this to the company because you're gonna smile to the company and say, you know what? I know I have this much experience and I know this is for a junior role. However, I would love to do this and grow, and I'll take a lower salary and stuff like that. You're gonna say all the good things because you know what? You're desperate for the job, so you're willing to do anything just to get some type of paycheck. However, what's gonna happen is the company has this fear that, and I think this is a righteous fear, because if they, and this has happened so many times in a lot of the companies that I work for, that let's say you get hired and let's say you were making $100,000 before, right? Throwing out a number, and you lose your job, you try to find a similar job and you can't find anything. So now you go apply for that junior role, and they're offering you like $65,000, and in your mind you're like, well, 65,000 is better than 0,000, right? I'd rather be making 65,000 while I'm looking for another job than making 0,000. Fair enough. So now they go and they offer you the job, you take the job, and then the market starts the job market starts to take an upturn, and now you got recruiters on LinkedIn reaching out to you, and they say, hey, I saw your LinkedIn profile, I saw your resume, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Would you be willing to interview for a job that you would be making $130,000? What are you gonna say? Are you gonna be like, oh no, I just got this job 2 weeks ago. making 65,000, and you know, I said that I it doesn't, like, I really want to grow for this company. Although they only needed a junior position, I said, you know, I will take it. Although I have 10.
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
Although I have 15 years of experience, however, I am willing to do the work, and I will be here with you guys when I had no other option.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So now this recruiter comes and says, "Oh yeah, we're going to give you double your salary." Well, what do you do? If you said, "Oh no, I was serious about that 65K, I am going to stay. I'm going to say I am not available." Look.
I was gonna lie to you, but I had to tell the truth. I'm just being honest.
You're a liar. With all due respect, you're a liar. You're a liar. Because you will jump on that doubled salary, go back to plus 30K of what you were making before. And now the company, after a month, they've lost you all the time, maybe 3 months, all the time they invested in hiring you, taking a chance on your overqualified. And now you jump ship when they said, you know, I knew I should have went with that junior who is up and coming and needs that experience to build, but I gave it to the person who said that they were going to be with us, and now it has cost us for a lot of money. And the junior person that we wanted to hire, they got picked up by another company making 70K, and it is just a big fat mess. So that's why I think companies, they do take overqualified as being an issue, and that's why they try to match people to what they are to what they're applying for, right? So that's my take on it. That is my take. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that overqualified should be a thing, or should these companies just be the wild west, willy-nilly, just hire anybody as long as they say, "Oh yeah, I promise I will be with you through thick and thin until they want to hit you with a $50 million lawsuit."
Congratulations, you played yourself.
All right. So anyways, let me get to the chat, and then we will get back to our last segment of work. Let's see. Let me see. Magnetar says, "No, I honestly believe it's just an excuse not to hire someone you don't want." Interesting perspective. And says, Magnetar says, "Or they might just say that to lowball the salary." Okay, I hear you. Let's see. Junior says, "Remember I said things were slow? I'm trying to figure out how to get photos into DaVinci Resolve on iPad for a while. Finally got it." Okay. That is absolutely amazing. Everybody thinks they deserve better. Everybody thinks they deserve better. Hey, everybody does think that. Thank you, takes a bow. Shout out to you. Let's see. Magner says, "Fair points." I think there might, I'll put it like this, right? I think in what you said that there might be some situations. I think in what I said though, companies fear that, because I'm telling you, hiring one person can cost you $5,000 to $10,000, and if they don't work out for a certain amount of years, it's a big loss. I remember there's been so many times that we hired somebody. We spent so much time to hire somebody, and then within a month or two, they say that they're not staying. If they even show it's tough. It is tough. All right. Anyhow, let's get one last working segment, and then we will get out of here. Once the clock runs out, I'm going to wrap it up. But I don't know. I'm just trying.
It's time to do.
I am very disappointed right now. But what can I do? What can we do? We're just human out here. We're just human. So, let's get back to it. I just wish I could see why things are not working. And I cannot see that for some reason. I have absolutely no visibility into this stuff, and that drives me crazy. As someone who does software testing, I live off of logs and error messages, and I have none of those, and that really, really pisses me off. You have no idea how upset that makes me. And I think it's the network. Let's see, Fargate network not getting public IP. Let's see what we can do with this. Fargate tasks and public subnets can be configured to receive public IP addresses, allowing access from the internet, but this requires specific settings in the task definition and subnet configuration. If your task doesn't get a public, enable auto assign task definitions, network configuration. Make sure the option auto assign IP is enabled for task running in public subnet. Let me see if my subnet is public. How would I know if my subnet is public? And this is the thing with AWS, right? There's like networking stuff, there's DevOps stuff, there's DNS type stuff. There's so many different things that are happening. Auto assign public. I am trying to see if this is public. But I don't see block public. Default subnet, auto assign. But when I look here, I don't see a public let me see. I don't see anything about how to have ECS cluster access public IP. To have an ECS cluster access to public IP, you need to ensure your ECS tasks or containers are launched within the public subnet and configured to assign enable true or achieved by using a load balancer with public IP. Routing traffic to your ECS. Choose a public subnet. When creating or updating an ECS task definition, select a public subnet within your VPC. However, how does that work with Fargate though? To access your ECS cluster's Fargate IP via public IP, you need to configure ECS within the public subnet. Enable this option allows. All right, so choose a public subnet. When creating, select a public subnet within your VPC. Public subnets are associated with an internet gateway, allowing tasks within them to be accessible. Internet gateways. Internet gateway. Maybe I'm crazy, but I just don't see this thing. Let's see. Create. So if we go to, let me see what options I have in here. networking. Let's see. VPC, public IP turn on. Choose whether to auto assign a public IP to the task elastic network interface. Did I have that on the other one? Let me see. Update service. I don't have anything about networking in here. Let me create a new one, a new service. Let's just do create. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do this one. And I'm gonna say networking. Turn on public IP. Load balancing. Configure load balancing to use I'm gonna go with this one for now. Let's say we don't do load balancing for now. All right, let's create that. Let's see what happens. I just want it to be able to try. I just want it to try to download the task. That's all. Is that too much to ask for? Like, just to get the image, that's all. Hopefully I chose the right task. Let's see what this does. Let's see, 1644. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh, is that what I was looking for? Let me see. So it's in cloud format. All right, so I think at least we learned something. Let me see. Let me see what's in cloud formation. What do we have here? Not much information. Not much details here. Anything in here? Let's see. Oh, whoa. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Whenever it says this one, I'm like, I don't know if you can be trusted. Well, no, it is running. Something is running. Okay. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe the network was not able to get to it. Let me see. Let's see what's going on. Running. That's good. Okay. Progress is being made. Okay. I was about to quit on this, but it said, no, don't quit yet. Don't quit yet. All right. Public auto assign public IP turned on. I don't know what the IP is, but that's fine. I can live with that. Let's see. So if we go to cluster, service, And let me see. Let me see if I go here. Let's say we go here and we do 8080. Oh, snapsy. Snapsy, what? Awesome, 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 awesome. All right, cool, cool, cool. Let's go to, so we got that. We are making progress. We are making progress, believe it or not. It took us a long time. It took us 3 shows just to find out that we had some type of configuration issue, but it is what it is. All right, let me see, make sure what image we have over here. All right, cool. We have our stable Alpine. All right, let's get that. All right, so now if we go back and finally look at over here, maybe I will go live again this week. So keep maybe I don't know, maybe tomorrow, don't hold me to that, but maybe tomorrow. We might be going live again tomorrow to continue working on this now that I'm seeing some bit of progress. All right, so now we got our Indigo. We have this running. Next up, we want to get our Postgres running. All right. Let's figure it out. While we have about 5-ish minutes to go, let's create another task definition. Once we do that, then we're just going to have to figure out those environment variables. But let's go here. Let me copy this Postgres bookworm. Let's go with this. Let's go with this. Go Postgres. Let's do, I didn't see a port on that. All right. Can always come back and update this, but we can go with this for now. Postgres user, Postgres password, and Postgres database, and the username is going to be this. The password is going to be that. And the database name is going to be this. All right. Guess I just added a file, but whatever. I don't know what port they expect this to be connected to, but they do want it to exist. So I'm just going to go ahead and create this. And I'm going to go to our service. I'm going to get rid of this one. Okay. I'll come back to that one. Let's go back to service. Let me go to create another service. And I'm going to say, and go Postgres, and I'm going to networking, public IP. Let's see if this one gets started. Let's see what happens. But you see how fast the one that worked went, and the other one, it took forever because it didn't have access to the internet, which that is so weird that would happen. But, you know, while I'm here, let me go stop this. They're all stopped, so why can I not? Why can't I delete this? Oh, force delete. All right. Let's see. So Postgres, let's see what's going on with this one. It says it's running. Is that the case? It's running. It is running. Let's go. Now, I don't know anything about these networking things, but I'm not sure what's supposed to happen with this, but I'm not really concerned about that. I'm just happy that we see the this is running. All right, that's what I really care about. Well, no, it's not fully running yet. Is it running? Let me see. Let me refresh this. All right, we have 2 running, so that's good. Now, the next thing is going to be how to get them to talk to each other, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, so we'll figure that part out, but the next thing that we need to deploy is the Redis database. Not much to it, just the volume. Was there a volume on this one? There was. I don't know if I configured the volume for that. Let's go back to our task definitions. Postgres. Did we configure our we didn't configure the volume. Stupid. Let's go and create a new revision. Let's go to our...
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Let's do... We'll do that. Remove. Where did I just do that? Whoa, where'd that go? Are those connected to one another? I guess.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let's see. Cluster, Indigo. Okay, so I mean they're running. We might have to update that. We might have to update that Postgres, but it's running though. It is running. All right, so I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic. So so then we have to do this one right here. And then this one, which uses the same one as this one. Okay, I think we can give it a. I gotta see what's the best day to do this. But I don't want to wait till Sunday. I'll see. I'm gonna see what I can do. But I think we're almost there. If we get this one running, and then we figure out this one. I think these two will be easy to get started. What I'm not, so the part that I'm not sure about is, it's only one thing that I'm not sure about actually. The only thing I'm not too sure about, well, maybe a couple of things, but the main thing that I'm not sure about is, so I'm not sure about this part right here, how to get this information into here. Same for this one. And then I'm not sure about how to get this into here. So I'll do some research to see how I can do that. And sometime this weekend, I will try to go live again to continue working on this. And hopefully we can have something figured out. All right. Yeah, but I'm satisfied with where we reached to. It was I'm telling you, it was not looking good. It was not looking good. But we did it, Joe. We did it. All right, full screen. We are going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate every last one of you.
I appreciate you.
With that being said, I'm going to give final thoughts before we head out. Thank you guys so much. I hope the talk about not be careful who you share your plans, dreams, goals, ideas with, because a lot of times we have a lot of negative Nancy's in the building and they will just shoot down your dreams with, like, before they even hear it. You say, hey, I have an idea. They're already looking for reasons why it's not going to work before you even say anything. So that's why I'm always careful with what I share with people. And we talked about being overqualified, being a thing. You know, it is what it is. Other than that, tomorrow we have the bug bite at noon Eastern time. We have Sunday, we're going to be doing software explorations. Probably this again. However, I'm looking to do an additional stream on doing this. I'm not sure if it's going to be tomorrow, if it's going to be Saturday. I don't know. I got to figure something out. But I really do want to work on this as well. I also want to work on the AI thing as well. So I don't know. It's going to be a mess. But I have a lot of things I want to work on. Very little time. But this one is really important. So I might allocate some time to work on it a little bit more. Yeah. That's about it. Do me a favor. On your way out, if you enjoyed the show, if there was any value added, whether it's through the break time conversations, seeing how I work to figure this stuff out, do me a favor. And especially if it's your first time, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. Go to techcoachrap.dev if you want more, if you want to be able to connect with me one-on-one, ask me questions, get ideas, get insights, get direction. techcoachrap.dev is where you can find me for a low cost. You can join the team, get access to exclusive information. I'm going to be releasing so much more information because I just bought back a lot of my time. So access to a lot of exclusive information, access to the Team TechCoach Discord. We're going to be doing a lot of things in there as well. So much to come that you don't want to miss out. All right. But that's everything. Let me check the chat one more time before we get up and out of here. Let's see. And Roxy says, not 50 million. 50 million. 50 million. And Junior says, that's what perseverance looks like. Thank you so much, Junior. I'm telling you, I was getting frustrated, but you just gotta keep trying and trying. It's even when you don't have any documentation, you just gotta keep trying, and then it might just all work out. It might all work out. But with that being said, I am going to get up and out of here. You guys have an amazing, amazing night. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
They say I don't live in reality, and dreams I float like a stream. They say I need to grow up, who cares? Life's a wild, crazy thing. Sorry for thinking you can be successful. Magic in the air we breathe. I believe too much in you, girl, more than the things they preach. They say I don't see their ways, never colored inside their lines. But I'm dancing on the edge to my own rhythm, feeling fine. Not everyone is not me, and that's my favorite part. We are wild, untamed, and free, with fire inside our hearts. Whispering tales of dreams on a road less traveled by. Our footsteps light as feathers in the glowing sunset sky. Sorry for thinking you can be successful. Magic in the air we breathe. I believe too much in you, girl, more than the things they preach. I don't see their ways, never colored inside their lines. But I'm dancing on the edge to my own rhythm, fees they preach. They say I don't see their ways, never colored inside their lines. But I'm dancing on the edge to my own rhythm, feels they preach. Not everyone is not me, and that's my favorite part. We are wild, untamed, and free, with fire inside our hearts. Whispering tales of dreams on a road less traveled by. Our footsteps light as feathers in the glowing sunset sky. Not everyone is not me, and that's my favorite part. We are wild, untamed, and free, with fire inside our hearts. Whispering tales of dreams on a road less traveled by. Our footsteps light as feathers in the glowing sunset sky. Whispering tales of dreams on a road less traveled by. Our footsteps light as feathers in the glowing sunset sky. Not everyone is not me. Whoa, 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 whoa.
People yap about the dreams they chase, big plans on show in a noisy space, talking loud but moving slow, hollow words where actions go. Shut up and produce, get things done. No one cares about talk spun. Prove your worth or walk away. It's about the work you lay. Empty promises fill the air. Procrastination everywhere. Stop the act, just make the move. Whoa. Show your grind, let talent groove. Whoa. Shut up and produce, get things done. No one cares about talk spun. Prove your worth or walk away. It's about the work you lay. Enough of words, let's see the deeds. Don't just plant but sow the seeds. Show the grit beneath your skin. Let the real work begin. Shut up and produce, get things done. No one cares about talk spun. Prove your worth or walk away. It's about the work you lay. Enough of words, let's see the deeds. Don't just plant but sow the seeds. Show the grit beneath your skin. Let the real work begin. Shut up and produce, get things done. No one cares about talk spun. Prove your worth or walk away. It's about the work you lay. Words, let's see the deeds. Just plant and sow the seeds. Show the grit beneath your skin. Let the real work begin. Shut up and produce, get things done. No one cares about talk spun. Prove your worth or walk away. It's about the work you lay.